G'day guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Wildcard. It's Tuesday, it's news day. There's a lot of news to talk about this week, so I'm going to try to make sure. I've already started this video a few times, and it's just been dragging on for way too long. So I'm going to try to make things a bit shorter, and all the extra stuff I'll probably put in a different video later this week. And yeah, so first up, the big names, big teams, the All Blacks, the Wallabies, and the Springboks have announced their squads for the July Test series. And obviously the Northerners announced their shitty teams too, and nobody cares about. But yeah, we're going to have a look at those today. We're going to have a look at the URC, which is the being cleaned up. Semi-finals been cleaned up by the South Africans, and also this Super Rugby being cleaned up by the New Zealand teams in semi-finals as well. So we're going to look at those, and there's a lot of accusations of cheating in both sides of the competition. We'll have a look at that as well. So yeah, let's get on to today's news, and I'm gonna try to keep this a little bit more. Let's get on with it. So first up, the Springbok team has been announced. 43 man. They had this whole process over the last month or two where they had players from overseas, players from domestically, and they have another camp for both mixed together. And after this long Hunger Games style selection process, finally Jacko Johan has settled on 43 men for the squad. So two big names missed out on the selections. One is Vermeulen, probably the biggest one. He played for Ulster on the weekend, and I thought he looked pretty good. He won a really crucial turnover to breakdown and did give it a penalty later on, but I thought he looked okay. And Vermeulen, he is not being selected. There's a lot of speculations in South African media, oh, he's too old basically, but the real reason, according to this guy, this is the South African news report, that he's due for a knee surgery. So that's most likely the reason why he is missing out on the squad. Another one, the big name, Francois Steyn, my boy, my man, he's also out with a hamstring injury. He plays for the Cheetahs, and yeah, so that's the two names that's been out. But with the Springboks team selected, pretty standard stuff. All the key players from last season has been made it for the team. There's some newcomers for the Springbok team I thought was pretty impressive. Will be pretty interesting, I guess. So Evan Rules is one guy I noticed for the Stormers. That was really good on the weekend against Ulster. The big number 8 just did everything, quite high work rate, quite solid hands. He scored a try as well, good handling, shot some good handling with Herschel Yangshis. And yeah, I thought he was very, very impressive. And obviously his performance was agreed by the fans, getting the player of the season for URC. Yeah, so that's a really nice addition to the Springbok team. And also one kind of I would say, not argument, but one player that is a little bit of causing a little bit of media attention is Goosen, Johan Goosen. He is the Bulls, apparently the Bulls number 10, but I've never seen him play for the Bulls. I don't watch the Bulls that much, but every time I watch the Bulls, it's Smith who plays at Chris Smith plays the number 10. On the weekend, Chris Smith played against Leinster and beat Leinster. I thought it was very impressive. Last year, we remember the Bulls played the Springboks. Sorry, Springbok A. Springbok A before the Lions tour, and Chris Smith was for the Bulls, and they beat the Springboks. Springbok A. And that was, yeah, really, really impressive. So for some reason, I thought if you are going to bring in someone as a substitution, I thought Chris Smith would be a choice. LeBok, his kicking wasn't very good on the weekend. I wasn't very impressed by that. But potentially in the future, if he works on that, could potentially be another one for that number 10 jersey. But yeah, there was a bit of talk there in the media. Let me know your thoughts. What's going on here with the inclusion of Goosen? Also, apparently Kobus Reinach is in the squad, but he's not on the list. So he's injured or something, but he's working as a back, not as an official player, but maybe a trainer or something. So yeah, apparently he's also there. So Kobus Reinach, he is working through an injury though, so that's probably why he's not on the official list. Out of that, everything is pretty standard. We saw the return of Cheslin Kobe. He's obviously good now. I really want to see him play for the Springboks again. We have waited so long. Also, we waited for the return of Pieter-Steph du Toit. Some of you guys are big fans of him, so I really like him as well. I really want to see him play for the Springboks again. He pretty much missed out the whole season last year, and yeah, it'll be really good to see him returning. Nothing else. I thought we'll go through this whole list on a different video, but yeah, let's just move on with the selections there. Obviously the South Africans has swept up the URC semi-finals. The Bulls beating Leinster, and the Stormers beating Ulster to make into the all South African finals. And as a result, next year the Heineken's Cup, which is the European Champions Cup, will be basically the Challengers Cup will include South African teams. So yeah, it's no longer going to be your European Champions Cup anymore because South Africa is now part of the competition. So how this kind of works is a little bit wonky. It took me a long time to figure this one out. I had to like talk to people like to figure out what the hell's going on. But basically what happened, what the Champions Cup is basically it's basically two tiers. One, the lower tier, it's called the Challenge Cup. The winner of the Challenge Cup will go to will automatically qualify for next year's Champions Cup. Okay, so that's the second tier, and alongside the second tier is the Champions Cup, the Heineken Champions Cup, which is the top tier, right? Both these tiers will play at the same time, basically. The Heineken Champions Cup obviously will include the winner of the Challengers Cup last year, and the top 8 of each of the conferences in the cup. So the top 8 from the top 14, which is the French side, will go into it. The top 8 of the URC will go into it, and then the top 8 of the English Premiership will go into it as well. Plus the winner of the Challengers Cup from last year. So that's 25 teams would be in the Champions Cup, and then the remainder of the teams who didn't make the Champions Cup, like the bottom half of the teams, will go into the Challengers Cup. That'll be played alongside the Champions Cup at the same time. And the scheduling is a bit wonky as well. So it's like they've been played in blocks, like every a couple months. There will be like a weekend where Champions Cup and Challengers Cup will be played at the same time, and then there'll be like a 3-week or like a month break before another block is played another weekend. Whilst this Champions Cup is happening, your normal top 14 URC and Premiership League games will be played in between. So that's like the scheduling. So yeah, that's just put it short. That's basically how it works. And also basically the 3 South African teams have made the Champions Cup, which is the top league, Stormers, Bulls, and Sharks. And then they're gonna also add the Lions and the Cheetahs in the Challenge Cup, which is the bottom half of the league. So that's next year. So that's already been confirmed this week. So next up, obviously, the Bulls upset the Leinster, the reigning champions, in Dublin. Huge effort. Jake White put the rabbit out of the hat. The Bulls beat Leinster with 1 point. Final score was what, 27-26 was it? And yeah, this was an absolute huge upset. Leinster once again with half their teams in the Springboks, not in the Springboks, in the Ireland national team, not able to beat the Bulls. I was very impressed by Jake White's strategy. Just really fronted up the physical. Yeah, 27-26, really fronted up the physicality. Leinster maybe did underestimate the Bulls a little bit. The set piece was atrocious. The Bulls was able to steal the Leinster line out again and again and again. And the Bulls have much better set piece as well when they did have the opportunity. Did score a quite an easy, more try for the Bulls as well. And also the Leinster had Johnny Sexton, you can see here, coming on off the bench, which I thought was really stupid, like really underestimating their opposition, having Johnny Sexton coming off, your biggest, most important player in the team, coming off the bench. And at that point, Leinster was way too far behind, essentially. Johnny Sexton was not able to steer enough points to win the match for Leinster. Really underestimated their opposition, so only themselves to blame there. So in the other game, obviously, is the controversial, a bit more controversial than the Leinster match. Stormers versus Ulster, and this time in South Africa. This was a huge game. such an amazing game to watch. Basically, there was a forward pass. Ulster scored a try with the forward pass. Everybody was really obvious for it. Everybody in the world can see it was a forward pass, except for the referee, Adamson, Mike Adamson, the guy who can't tell what a deliberate knock on is. Anyway, let's not talk about Mike Adamson again, the guy who has no idea of spatial recognition. So there was a forward pass try for Ulster, but essentially the Ulster was leading 15 points to 10 at half time with the penalty. And what do you call it? For the entire second half, the Stormers were just chasing that 5-point difference. And he took the Stormers in 83rd minute into extra time to finally score that try to win the match. Yeah, this was a brutal match, second half. And the big controversy at the end is that this kick from the sideline, so Lebok missed both his conversions in the first half. Looked like he missed. Yes, on TV it looked like he missed because the TV camera showed an angle where the ball went into these lights essentially, and you can't see the ball anymore. And the next shot you see it, the ball is like drifting outside the post, so you look like the ball has missed. But with other camera angles, like these fan footage, you can see that it's actually he actually went between the sticks. So just to, I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, he actually went between the sticks there. So no cheating involved. A lot of fake news talking about this was missed because the TV broadcast did look like it missed because the ball went into these lights and you can't see, it just disappeared. And then next thing you know, you see the ball drifting behind the post because the ball like curved around the post. So you look like it had missed. But yeah, fake news. So the other big announcement, the All Blacks announcement, very exciting. I actually largely agree with Sir Fozzie's selection here. There's a few guys that I missed out. We'll talk about it, but I'm pretty happy with this All Blacks team, and I think it's pretty good selections. So first up, the couple guys that missed out, TJ Perenara and Brad Weber missed out. I thought Finley Christie obviously made it instead. I felt like Weber and TJ Perenara. I mean, Christie does play for the Blues. I can see why they have Christie there because she just so, like, for the Blues, he just does everything quite, like, he just has such a, I guess he has a bit of a chemistry with Beauden Barrett. I can see why he gets selected. But I do feel like overall, TJ Perenara and Brad Weber is a little bit better if he wasn't for Beauden Barrett at 10, because Beauden Barrett is definitely getting the 10 jersey. So I think that's probably why Finley Christie gets that nod over Weber and Perenara. But that is, two huge names missing out in the All Black squad. Another name that's missing out, Luke Jacobson. This is the one that I am surprised. I did think that Luke deserved a spot. I do think Soakula was gonna be potentially selected, but I thought for sure Jacobson would have been ahead of Soakula, but Fozzie thinks Soakula is the better selection here. I mean, if you watch the Chiefs, Soakula is like outstanding. Every time he gets the ball, he's just threatening to score. He's just hard-working. But yeah, for some reason, interesting. I thought, maybe he's better than Jacobson though. I don't know. I thought maybe just pick them both, to be honest. So, but anyway, Jacobson misses out as due to Pitagas, and then Perofeta gets a spot in the fullback. I thought Perofeta maybe, again, I feel like he probably got in there because of the Blues' success this year. He did look like he was struggling a bit under the pressure, but I can see him potentially coming in as like a fullback or like a like a utility reserve, which is probably what Fozzie has in mind, for him to use Perofeta to cover like pretty much half the back line. In that case, the All Blacks can actually play 6 and 2. I would like to see the All Blacks play 6 and 2 on the bench. So with Perofeta on the bench, he can basically cover every position except for the 9, which is something that maybe what Foster had in mind when he put the selection. And also, Perifeta is very, very talented. He just needs some time for that, for experience. But, I mean, he's in all talent. He's very, very, very good. And again, with the Blues backline, with Beauden Barrett at 10, he slots into that backline quite good. Obviously, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck gets selected. He was really, really good for the Blues once again. Jack Goodhue gets selected, finally back after a long injury. David Havili, Riku Ioane, and Quinton Player in the backline. Man, this is such a stacked team already. The other big selection, the newcomer, Leinster Fainga'a-Nuku, I thought he was pretty good for the Crusaders, to be honest. The Crusaders look really flat this year, and Fainga'a-Nuku is somebody that looked like who can break the stalemate a little bit. He reminds me of Anthony Watson of the England side for some reason, but I thought he was really, really good for the Crusaders. I did feel like some of the Blues players maybe could have got a position here. I don't think Talea deserved it because I feel like Talea ball handling is not that good. He's not that good under the high ball. But I thought AJ Lamb probably deserved a potential like trial spot. Maybe coming off on against a tier 2 nation or something would be great. But yeah, that's just me. I thought Fainga'a-Nuku is definitely, Anyway, let me know your thoughts there. Obviously, Caleb Clark, Geordie Barrett, Sever Reece, all selected in the back line. Another big name missed out. A lot of you guys talked about him when I did my selection. Ethan de Groot. He's apparently talked about having really good scrummaging. I do feel like he had a big issue with defense. Maybe that's what Fozzie saw as well. So he didn't get selected at all. He's not even on the bench. Brandon Eno gets missed out, and George Bridge. George Bridge did look a lot better for the Crusaders this year than he did for the All Blacks last year. So I can see why Fozzie don't want to select him, because that's kind of like what happened with George Bridge last year. He looked kind of good for the Crusaders, and when he moved to the play for the All Blacks, he just looked really, really like ordinary. So maybe that's why he missed this out. I do think Fozzie maybe made the right decision there. Ethan Blackadder, news just came out. He got injured in the shoulder. Anton Lennon-Brown also injured. Ethan Blackadder had a broken wrist or something, but we'll have a look at that in the news report a bit later. It just came out last week as well. But yeah, we'll have a full discussion about this, the All Black side, later this week in another video. But that's basically the setup here. And also Sam Cane returned as captain. I do think the captaincy needs to move to somebody else because the loose forwards is so stacked for the All Blacks. You're like just having Sam Cane guarantee that number 7 jersey is such a huge restriction on your selection. It's I think that's something that the All Blacks need to really think about. 6 unclapped players for the All Blacks. And also the Super Rugby semi-finals, we have first game, the Crusaders beat the Chiefs to go into the finals against the Blues. This was like one of those games where the Blues, the Crusaders put on a record amount of tackles in the whole game just to hold off the Chiefs from winning. The Chiefs did make way too many mistakes to close out the game with a win. But overall, this was a pretty brutal game for the Crusaders. And I thought obviously having Scotty Barrett back in the Crusaders gave him a lot of stability. Crusaders, once again, Pablo Matera got a red card. So he had a yellow card for repeated penalties, and then he copped a shoulder to the head move where he got a second yellow card so he could send off for a red. And Scott Robertson came out and said basically hoping that he's not going to get match banned. I'm pretty sure you still, like, Rhys Hodge had 2 yellow cards in one match earlier this season, and he got banned for like a week or two or something like that. He got banned. He definitely got banned for that. So I don't know if Matera doesn't get banned here. I'm just like, I don't know what's going on. Anyway. Let's talk about more cheating. So Len Nikitia got banned for a red card, high shot to the face. And this was more like a swinging, very similar move actually to the Crusader guy. 3 weeks, so this judiciary just came out. But Pablo Matera might not even get banned. We'll have to wait for the judiciary to come out to see what happens to him. So Ethan Blackadder, probably the biggest name that got injured. This was confirmed this week. He was injured last week against the Reds. What happened? It was shoulder surgery. So that's rough for a lock. He was really coming to form as well. I'm really disappointed to see that he's out injured. Obviously, the big cheat on the weekend is the Blues versus the Brumbies. Everybody saw this. Everybody saw this. This jackal, Ben O'Keefe standing there. The New Zealand referee, the cheater, was not going to blow the penalty. This was on the 80th minute, like 30 seconds to 79th minute, 30 seconds left. If this penalty was given, the Brumbies could kick the winning goal and eliminated the Blues. Ben O'Keefe is just like, oh no, not gonna let the Blues lose. Like, look at that. Everybody's angry, man. Ben O'Keefe, really, really bad refereeing. He's just unbelievable how bad this was. Even the Blues fans were like, what the hell? That's so obvious, man. I mean, we did pay you to cheat for us, but not this obvious, Ben. No, it's more like, Ben, not this obvious, man. Not this obvious, bro. Not this obvious. Yeah, sorry, that's my Kiwi accent. I know it's pretty bad. But yeah, that's a bit too obvious. Even the Blues fans were like, uh-oh, I think they got us. But yeah, it's pretty poor. And then obviously the charge down, Osafa Amua charged down the drop goal, but that decision to go for drop goal from 40 meters out, 45 meters out was stupid in the first place. But anyway, Dalton Papali'i had a like appendix removed as well, so he wasn't able to play on the weekend. But he's okay. He's selected in the All Black squad, so that's good to see that he will be able to play. But he was apparently caught speeding 50 kilometers per hour above the speed limit of 100. So he was going 150 kilometers per hour, and then his charges were dropped. His charges were dropped because apparently there was a technical issue with the speed detector, and he was supposed to go to court. And I'm guessing the policeman just like, oh, it's Dalton Papali'i. The Blues are going to this. Oh no, we can't charge him. Just like, it's a technical issue with the speedometer, and he's not gonna be charged. But and this is more bizarre to me as well. So he's gonna be facing disciplinary issues, potentially misconduct from New Zealand Rugby. What? Why would you care? He's speeding, like. Why would you care? You're New Zealand Rugby. Like, it's so bizarre to me why New Zealand Rugby thinks it's their job to discipline someone's personal life. Like, it's like, imagine if you go to work, imagine if you go to work at your job in whatever, and your boss is like, yeah, you're gonna be disciplined because, you got a speeding ticket. Imagine that. And if the speeding ticket is the ticket is dropped, no less. So he technically didn't even get a speeding ticket because it's dropped, and your boss is still gonna punish you. Like, what? Why? It's not like it's not your job to punish you. Like, anyway, I thought this is this is just so bizarre to me. Why New Zealand Rugby thinks they own the player's personal life? Like, it's so weird to me. So speaking of the Welsh, Dan Bigger on the weekend in the Premiership semi-finals potentially copped an injury. So there's a lot of sweaty hands in Wales at the moment. A lot of people going grey really, really quickly in Wales as Dan Bigger is their starting fly half selection and the captain for the Welsh team coming up in the July Test series against South Africa. So that's the news there. And then also some more. Gregor Townsend has announced his Scotland team to go out play against Argentina in July, and there's missing 3 big names: Stuart Hogg, Finn Russell, and Chris Harris. This is a weird one because at first you can't imagine that it's probably Stuart Hogg and Finn Russell, the 2 most important players in the Scottish team, especially Stuart Hogg, the captain. People felt like this could be a punishment for the 2 players. That was. So basically, they in the Six Nations earlier this year, in case you didn't know, they go back to they played Italy. They won. They go back to on March 19th. Yeah, they went back to Scotland, and they were told specifically to not go out, but they all went out drinking essentially. So Russell, Ali Price, Darcy Graham, Sam Johnson, and Tui Polotu and Stuart Hogg, they all went out drinking. Hogg being the captain should not have done that, and I think. Finn Russell as well, as kind of like the leadership of the group, should not have done that. But yeah, they went out, and basically the final game, I can't even remember who it was. Was against against Wales or Italy? I can't even remember who they were against. But the final game of the season, they were playing, and they basically, Finn Russell was not selected for the team. Stuart Hogg was selected, but the final game of the Six Nations, like Finn Russell was put on the bench as a punishment. So this could be another punishment from Gregor Townsend, and Gregor Townsend has a bit of a history with like grudges against his teammate, against the players. Like Finn Russell was not selected for Six Nations like last year. I think it was last year or the year before, basically because of like personal issues with Gregor Townsend. And yeah, so there's a lot of like ego going on in Scotland team, and yeah, there we go. They're gonna go up against old mate Michael Checker. Potentially a 3-0 coming up for the Scottish side. So let's quickly finish this last bit of news. So in the Major League Rugby, it's just a bit of interesting stuff. So essentially, there's two teams. They're moving towards like the finals as well for the tournament. Essentially, two teams has been disqualified. The Gilgorners has been disqualified from the playoffs, and also the latest announcement is that the Gilteners been disqualified as well, which includes Matt Giddo. So both teams been disqualified. The official announcement did not say why the team was disqualified, but the word on the street is that both of the teams are owned by the same owner, and there's probably something to do with the salary cap being breached, and that's the reason why both teams got disqualified from the playoffs. Yeah, Matt Giddo, he will be making a lot of money there, I would suspect. Anyway, finally the Wallabies been announced. Let's quickly get through this. Pretty standard stuff. A couple big names missed out. Reece Hodge, the biggest name that missed out. Fraser McRae missed out. Harris missed out. Let me just get the list up. That's huge. A lot of names I thought probably deserved a spot missed out. So Will Harris missed out for the Waratahs. I thought he had a really good season for the Waratahs at number 8 spot. He misses out. I guess Pete Samuel will be a starting number 8 for the Wallabies. I thought Harris should definitely get a spot. Anyway, Jet Halloway gets picked over Ned Hannigan for debut position. I thought this is really weird. Isaac Rodder also missed out for Jet Halloway. So yeah, I don't know what. I mean, sure. I thought Ned Hannigan will probably be a better pick there. Isaac Rodder also be a good pick. Harry Wilson also missed out for the Reds. Matt Tamura missed out. I thought he wasn't really that informed, but I thought as a utility back, he's probably okay to bring in the experience. He misses out. But yeah, Reece Hodge, the long range kicker, I thought he is pretty ordinary for the Rebels this year. But yeah, I felt like he could be one of those players that plays better. I think it's not his fault, to be honest. He's an awful team. He's in a shit team. If Reece Hodge is playing for the Waratahs, he will make it in a heartbeat, right? He will make it. It's in a shit team, and it's really hard in an environment where you're playing with other players that are awful to try to shine. He's literally doing everything in the back line, it's just so difficult. But yeah, Reece Hodge missed out. I'm really feeling a bit. Yeah, we'll see how he goes. Maybe he'll get another chance. So the players that missed out on the team will be playing for the Australia A side. That's going to be in the Pacific Nations Cup against Fiji, Tonga, and Samoa, which will be really good. So they're not going to be just sitting at home doing nothing. So they're still going to be competing. And also the other big name that, who did make it is Suliasi Vunivalu. I thought he's probably don't deserve it, to be honest. He only had like a few games for the Red, and he looked good, but he really didn't have that much game time to be selected for the Wallabies. I felt like they probably picked him just because they don't want him to go to the NRL. Also, another player that was picked, Isaiah Peresi gets picked. Finally, there was talks that he was going to get picked last year, but he had a shoulder injury in the final game for the Waratahs that ruled him out for the entire Wallabies tour. So finally he gets his debut for the Wallabies. Isaiah Peresi, I can't wait at center position. And also, who else was big name? Anything else that's big name that I kind of want to talk about? Yeah, Fraser McRae. I thought he was okay. Again, nothing too crazy. I tried to look up. Charlie Gamble isn't selected. He is a Kiwi. I'm not sure, maybe because eligibility issues. He might not be eligible for the Wallabies yet because he's technically a Kiwi. So that's pretty much yeah, again, I'm gonna have a look, make another video about this later on in the week. Have a look at everyone in details. But yeah. Oh, the international player that was selected, Quay Cooper gets selected. Samuel Karevi obviously gets selected, and what's his name? Corin Betty, American Corin Betty also gets selected as the 3 international players for the Wallabies. So there you go. Oh, here it is. Here's the list. Yeah, Corin Betty, Karevi, Jed Halloway highlighted as an issue, but yeah. Anyway, guys, that is the news for the week. We're gonna have a look at the squads later this week. Let me know your thoughts on the news this week. Let me know any of the articles. Thanks for watching. I do appreciate you being here. Like, comment, and subscribe. Yada yada yada. See you guys a bit later this week, and cheers. Have a good weekend. Have a good week, not a weekend. Week. Cheers.